I'm not telling this for attention. I'm telling it because pretending it didn't happen has only made it worse. What you're about to hear isn't a legend or a story passed around online. There are no jump scares, no monsters you can explain away. This happened to me, and whatever it was, it didn't leave when I moved. Listen closely. I live alone in a small apartment at the end of a quiet hallway. No neighbors on either side. No reason for anyone to walk past my door after midnight. I liked it that way. Silence helps me sleep. The first night, nothing happened. That's what fooled me. I woke up suddenly, heart racing, with the uncomfortable feeling that someone else was awake nearby. Not in my room, just present. Like when you wake up on a plane and realize the person next to you is watching you sleep. I checked the time, 3:12 a.m. The apartment was silent. No footsteps, no voices, just that awareness, sharp and undeniable, that I wasn't alone in my own space. I lay there for nearly an hour before sleep finally dragged me under again. I forgot about it by morning. The second night, I heard it. Breathing, slow, careful, measured, not struggling, not tired, intentional. It was coming from the hallway. I held my breath, listening. The sound stopped immediately, like it noticed the change in my breathing pattern. A few seconds passed, then it started again, quieter this time, closer. That's when I realized something that made my skin crawl. Whatever was out there wasn't wandering. It was standing still, breathing on purpose. I didn't check the time. I didn't move. I stared at the dark doorway until my eyes burned. Eventually, the breathing faded and the silence returned. In the morning, everything looked normal. That's when it started feeling like a test. By the third night, I was expecting it. 3:12 a.m. Breathing. Footsteps followed. Bare feet, carefully placed, avoiding the loose floorboard near the bathroom. I'd lived there long enough to know where the noise spots were. It did too. The steps stopped right outside my bedroom. My door was open, just a few inches wider than usual. I don't remember opening it that far. A shadow passed across the gap, then fingers wrapped slowly around the edge of the door. I didn't scream. I didn't move. I watched as the door was pushed open just enough for a face to appear in the crack. Its head tilted like it was curious why I wasn't reacting. Then it whispered my name. Not loud, not threatening, satisfied. The door closed again. The next morning, I noticed small things were wrong. A chair slightly moved. The bathroom mirror angled differently. The hallway light switch flipped down instead of up. Nothing missing. Nothing broken. It wasn't taking. It was adjusting. Each night after that, it stayed longer. Sometimes it stood in the hallway. Sometimes just outside my door. Once I felt it sit at the foot of my bed. The mattress compressed slowly, carefully, like it was learning how much weight to apply without waking me. I stopped sleeping entirely. The breathing changed over time. It started matching mine. Inhaling when I inhaled, exhaling just a fraction of a second after I did. Like an echo that was slightly off. That's when it spoke again. "You turn your head when you're afraid," it said softly. I didn't remember ever doing that. "But you do," it added. I called the police after I found handprints on the inside of my closet door. High up. Too high. Like someone had been standing inside it, watching through the crack. They found nothing. No forced entry. No fingerprints that could be identified. One officer suggested carbon monoxide poisoning. Another asked if I had a history of sleepwalking. I don't. I never have. The last night in that apartment, I barricaded my bedroom door and stayed awake with the lights on. 3:12 a.m. No breathing. No footsteps. Relief washed over me so suddenly I nearly cried. Then my phone buzzed. A notification from my security camera app. Motion detected. Hallway. I didn't have the courage to open the feed. The sound came next. Scraping. Slow nails dragging across wood. Right outside my door. You changed the rules, it whispered. The barricade shifted. And then, silence. I moved out the next day. New city, new apartment, new locks. No hallway this time, just one room. I thought I was safe. Until last night. I woke up without knowing why. Checked the time. 3:12 a.m. My phone screen was already on, the camera app open, live feed, showing my bedroom. From the corner near the ceiling, a place I don't have a camera, and in the reflection of the dark screen, I saw something standing behind me, breathing in time with my chest, waiting for me to turn my head. I didn't turn my head. That's the only reason I'm still here. I kept my eyes on the wall, staring at nothing, forcing my breathing to stay uneven. I thought, if it was learning me, then I needed to stop being predictable. Behind me, the breathing hesitated. For the first time since this started, it was confused. The sound fell out of sync with my chest. A pause, then another breath, sharper this time. Annoyed, I felt the mattress shift slightly, like it was adjusting its weight. "You're doing it wrong," it whispered. I didn't react. Minutes passed, maybe longer. My body screamed to move, to look, to acknowledge it. But I didn't. Eventually, the pressure behind me lifted. The breathing moved away. Then something changed. I heard footsteps walking toward the front door. Keys. My keys. The deadbolt turned. I waited until the sound of the door closing faded before I moved. When I finally sat up, the apartment felt empty in a way it never had before. Not quiet. Empty. On the floor near the door was my phone. Unlocked. Open to the camera app. One last video had been recorded. I watched it. The footage showed me asleep in bed. Still, facing the wall. Then, from the darkness behind me, it leaned into frame. Fully visible now. Not a monster. Not a shadow. Just wrong. Like a person copied from memory, but assembled without understanding what mattered. It stared into the camera and spoke in my voice. "I know how to be you now." The video ended. That was 6 months ago. Nothing has followed me since. No breathing, no footsteps, no 3:12 a.m. awakenings. But sometimes people look at me strangely, like they're trying to figure something out. Last week my neighbor asked how long I'd lived here. I told him the truth. "I just moved in." He frowned and said, "That's weird. The guy who lived here before you said the same thing."